Hello, I'm Joel Baird, the General Manager of Missoula Community Access Television, inviting you to an election edition of What's Up Missoula. I did ask all the City Council candidates if they would come on the show and answer questions I composed just to give you a snapshot or a visit or an idea about what their candidacy is about. So Emily Brock Bentley is in the studio today. Thank you, Emily, for coming over.
Thanks for inviting me, Joel.
Yeah, so what do you think? I had 6 questions, not really, 5, and then closing thoughts. But you feel prepared to respond to them?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's your first one. What inspired you to run for office?
Sure. Well, I love my community. I've lived here for 10 years. I have a 1-year-old, and I'm very interested in keeping Missoula a place where working families can raise safe, healthy, happy children. I'm passionate about local government in particular because I believe that infrastructure, public infrastructure and services do a great job raising everyone's standard of living equally, indiscriminate of their net worth. I'm concerned about the increasing gap between wages and cost of living, specifically housing in the city, and so I'd like to work on that issue.
That sounds pretty good. I liked what you said about infrastructure, and I'm just going to repeat it because I thought, wow, that was deep. That if infrastructure is improved, then the quality of life for everyone is improved regardless of their income. So a better park serves the rich, a better park serves the working poor,
yes,
or whatever.
Yes.
I like that idea. Describe your city ward. That's Ward 3. What do you like about it? And in addition, what you want to improve?
Sure. So Ward 3 is south of the river, and it goes south all the way to Kent Street. And it starts at Mount Sentinel, the university, and then goes to Russell Street. So it's essentially, it's a big square right in the center of the city. It's an exciting, vibrant, urban ward. People in Ward 3 can walk to their neighborhood ice cream parlor, coffee shop, grocery store, and for some people, many people, their employment. So it's a great area. It's an old part of town, traditional part, traditional city planning, which we know now is the best kind of city planning. Right. So people get out of their cars, they meet with their neighbors, they walk to where they want to go, and they have meaningful interactions because Ward 3 was designed with care. And so something that's really important for Ward 3 as we move forward is making sure that we protect that neighborhood feel. Everyone in Missoula needs to drive through Ward 3 to get to where they want to go. Maybe not Reserve Street, but anywhere you'd want to go. So protecting Higgins, Arthur, 3rd, Orange, Brooks, protecting those streets, which right now you can walk on, and keeping them livable streets and not sort of sacrificing them for highways is important as we look into the future. Another thing that's really important for Ward 3 is we're called the tree district, and trees are one of our greatest assets. They improve the air quality, and they improve walkability and the feeling of safety, and of course shade. So there's a host of benefits. Well, they're getting old, and so we need to look at our urban forest and maintaining that and improving it as these trees die off.
Good point. There's an urban forester right in the city of Missoula. But when I think of all those trees, yeah, I guess they can die of old age. I've heard that.
And they're past their lifespan.
Isn't that odd? All right, number 3. If you were elected to a seat on the city council, what do you think you would like most about the job? And what do you imagine you wouldn't like so much about the job?
Yeah, so I think one of the greatest parts about being on city council will be making a difference, and actually seeing the needle move, not just talking about things or helping a few people, but really seeing things improve in the city, and maintaining our excellent quality of life. So I'm just really excited to do that and get my hands dirty and learn everything there is to know about the city and make good decisions. And one of the things that I really care about is affordability and housing. And so looking at that and making a difference with the cost of housing in the city of Missoula is important to me. One of the things I'm most nervous about, that's the second part of your question, the visibility makes me nervous for my family. I'm okay with it. I'm getting more and more used to it. But I have a 1-year-old and a husband who doesn't like the limelight. And so I do worry sometimes, that when I'm out to dinner, someone will come up to me and offer their opinion in a not so pleasant way. And having that impact my family does make me nervous.
Okay. Oh, I thought this was a good one, if I say so myself, because it seems like it's more of a process question,
Yeah.
that you think, oh, I want to make a difference, these are what I think should happen, and then you go to campaign, and then possibly people tell you things along the way that you didn't anticipate. So I wondered if you had any of those experiences.
Yeah, I've knocked over 2,000 doors in the city, in my ward. I'm really, really trying to connect with constituents. It's very important to me, and I have learned a lot. One of the best lessons that I've learned and sort of had reinforced is that even people who don't agree with the way that I would get to an end, they all still have the same values as me and they care about our community. So people who might not vote for me or disagree with me on certain issues really, really care about our community. They really want Missoula to be a place where there's families and people have nice lives. So I think that's really important to, it's just kind of a reminder going forward in that civility as we look, I move on to, hopefully being on city council.
Right.
So.
Okay, this is a hard one, I think. And you have plenty of time, so you can expound if you want. Describe some of Missoula's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah. So by far, Missoula's biggest strength is its people. We have talent, we have charisma, we have energy, we have people who care. That is our greatest asset in Missoula. We're a great place to live. People want to live here because we're a great place to live. And because of that, we attract talent. And jobs follow talent. We know that also. So, we have local businesses that are very invested, people that really care. And then, we really have collectively, we really value, things like parks and schools and sidewalks and all these things that make the, communities wonderful. Our biggest weakness by far in my mind is the gap between wages and housing. I think we, need to address that in a serious way. And it's kind of an all hands on deck thing. We need to have more student housing. The university needs to build more student housing. And the city of Missoula needs to take some proactive actions to help alleviate the pressure on demand from the supply side. So I am currently on the Board of Commissioners for the Missoula Housing Authority. And, I'm still learning everything that I can about this issue, but I think I can dovetail that work well to be an effective advocate for affordable housing in the city, for everyone.
Yeah. Okay, and then you get your closing thoughts. Anything you want to say, anything you think the voters should know about you to take to the polls? Well, anything really. Yeah,
I would just close by saying that I'm really excited about this opportunity. I think I bring a new energy and a new lens to this seat. My predecessor was excellent and did a wonderful job with communications. Bob Jaffe, that is, with his listserv. And I have big shoes to fill, but I think I can do it from from a different perspective, from a female perspective, looking at some issues that primarily affect women, and being a voice for that, like implementation of the agreement with the Department of Justice and the police department, and
there you're referring to the Department of Justice investigation of the city's investigation into rape, sexual assault cases, things like that.
Yeah, I think looking at some training opportunities would be great. I think the just keeping on top of it, and then the gender pay study, making sure that women have access to the good paying jobs, I think parks are a women's issue. They're primarily used by women and children. You know, and I realize that parks are great for everybody, but it's nice to look through that lens. And so I'm excited to do that.
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time
Thanks
to
for
come over.
inviting me.
You're most welcome. And then I was just going to remind our viewers, and Emily, you can chime in because I think you know a little more strongly than I. This is a mail-in ballot situation, people. So if you haven't received your ballot by October 21st, a few days thereafter, they should contact the county election office and see what happened.
Right.
So it's possible. This is a mail-in ballot only if you moved, if you didn't vote in the last major election. For a variety of reasons, you may have been dropped from the rolls. So if you have any concerns about participating in the election, contact Missoula County Elections and make sure your name is on the roster. Well, thanks so much for watching this edition of What's Up Missoula. We'll be back soon with another candidate for another office of Missoula City Council race in 2013. Thanks for watching.